In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the animation tools within Fusion 360. In order to access the animation tools, we'll need to go to the animation workspace, which we can do by clicking on the design workspace button here and selecting animation from the dropdown. From here, we have a number of different options. The main thing we'll see along the bottom is the animation timeline. This will show all of the actions that we're doing and where their timing will be placed within the animation itself. In order to create any animations within Fusion 360, it's actually fairly simple. The view currently is recording. This means that any change that I do, it will add that to my animation timeline. Right now I'm at 0 seconds, so it's not going to add anything. But say if I move this slider, or scrubber as it's called, to the 10-second mark and change my view by just manipulating the viewport, notice that it's created an animation for that view change here. And if I move the scrubber back and forward, I can see that animation play out. If you want to make changes and not have it record what you're doing in the viewport, you can come up to the ribbon here and select this button that says View. You'll get this message say View is not recording. This means that any changes that I do within the view itself will not be reflected in the animation timeline. If I want to delete something from the animation timeline, I can just select it and hit delete. Let's create our first animation. I want to show the blade of this knife going from its retracted position to its outward position. In order to do that, I first need to actually set it to the retracted position. In order to do that, I'll make sure to turn off view recording, select my components that I want to move, and select the transform components dialog. From here, I can just move these back until they're put in the retracted position. I'll hit OK, and that will start us out for a recording. I want to get a cool spinning shot as the blade turns around and then the blade comes out. In order to do that, I'm going to move my animation timeline to about the 10-second mark, rotate my camera until I have got a position that I'm happy with, and now I'm going to move the scrubber across another few seconds, and from here I'm going to select the transform component. I'm going to select both of my objects here, and I'm going to move that transform so that it is now in the extended position. Once I hit OK, you notice that those have now appeared on my timeline here. So each action that you do will appear in the timeline. Let's quickly watch this animation. If I drag the scrubber back to the start, I can click the play button and it will show me what I have recorded. Now 10 seconds is a long time to do a rotation, so we might drop that down to 5 seconds in a bit. But now we can see the blade coming out and we have that animation. If I want to change some of how this animation works, such as reducing the time it takes to rotate around, I can find that action on my timeline and simply go to the edge of it and drag it back to shorten it. I'll also have to move these two, so I will hold Control to select those two, and now I can move those back. I might even add a bit of overlap to them, so that as the blade is turning around, or the camera is turning around, the blade begins to extend. Might even sync them up together. So you can play around with this to get something that you're happy with. Might extend this so they are around about the same time. So we have this nice short animation, the camera turning around, and the blade coming out of the knife. If you want to save your animation, you'll come up here to the Publish menu and click Publish Video. From here, you'll have an option for what storyboard you want to export. I'm just going to select Current Storyboard because I only have one of them. And then you're going to pick your resolution. In this case, I might pick something simple like 720p and hit OK. It's going to ask me where do I want to store it and as what file type. It only gives us the option .avi. So I'll just save it to my computer onto my desktop. This will take some time to publish, but once it's done, you should have a video file available.